Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to the channel for another video. And for those of you who fly the Airbus A320 or A330 for that matter, there is currently no shortage of hardware options available. We of course have mini cockpits with their mini FCU and a lot of other add-ons that they plan to bring to the market over the next few months. We've also recently had the Winwing A320 FCU, which I know many of you have got an order and are now starting to take delivery of. But with all of these FCUs and autopilot panels available, what about the overhead panel? Now obviously this isn't something which is used quite as much as the FCU or the but for those of you wanting to get ultimate realism in your home cockpit setup, an overhead panel is an essential feature. The biggest problem with an overhead panel, of course, is there is a lot of push buttons, switches and things to fit on it, and if you're going to get a full size one, it's pretty huge. So today I'm looking at a mini overhead panel for the A320, and this has actually been developed by one of the members in our community, and it is sold via the MobiFlight shop. He's been really kind enough to send me a unit for a review video and to use during our future upcoming live streams. So this is the mini overhead panel, and it has only 8 buttons, 5 switches and 1 rotary dial, but with that all of the main functions actually are here and control all of the main things that you would use on the Airbus overhead panel. This is all configured with MobiFlight, but it does come with profiles already created for use in the Fenix A320, the fly-by-wire A320X, which then essentially also means that you'd be able to use it with the headwind A330, and if you're flying an X-Plane, you could also use it with the Toliss. It is plastic in its construction, but it does feel very solid. Good push button quality, and the switches really do feel like they are well built. They're not flimsy in any sense either. Each of the exterior lights, they all have 3 switch points, so you've obviously got off, extended, on, etc. The strobe lights double up as the beacon lights. All of the push buttons feel nice and sturdy, and so too does the Deer rotary dial. Now on first look you may think that there are some obvious things missing, but the nav lights are triggered by the batteries being on, because they would be when it's powered. The cruise oxygen supply also comes on automatically with the fuel pumps, and the emergency exit signs arm with the no smoking signs. As you can see, it's not a very big unit, which is great for those of you who don't have that much space to play with. Visa mounts are on the back, and that too is also where the power cable is connected. Okay, so let's see how easy this is to set up and get it running inside Microsoft Flight Simulator. The unit does come with a USB cable, and actually it's not a short one either, which is nice compared to some other hardware providers. It then also comes with just a little QR code which takes you to the website explaining how to set this up and download the config files. There are config files available for the fly-by-wire A320X, the Fenix aircraft and also the Toliss A320. Obviously I'm going to have a look today at the Fenix first of all, so we will select this, and then you just need to, at the top right hand side, download the raw file. Doing that has the config file now downloaded, and next we'll open up MobiFlight. The next thing to do then with MobiFlight opened is we need to open up the config file we have just downloaded. So doing that now, we'll go find my downloads and enter the information. The next thing we need to do then is assign this to the unit. Of course, make sure the unit is connected to your PC prior to launching MobiFlight, and then it will of course find it, and we need to select it here, and then we need to assign. This then is all we should need to do to have the unit ready, set up and working to run in Microsoft Flight Simulator. First thing we can do now then, just to check it's all working, is hit the test button, and there we can see that it's all working. Loaded in then to Microsoft Flight Simulator, even on the ready to fly screen in the Fenix, I can see what is actually available to me and the current state of the aircraft based on my default loading setting in the Fenix A320. In the aircraft then, playing around with this, we connect up the GPU. You can see the available light comes on for the external power. And then just quickly checking how it all works with the actual overhead. Obviously there you can see we've got the adheres. First of all, play around with those, and they control all three with just the one rotary knob. Moving on to the lights then, you've got the strobes for off, beacon lights, or obviously the strobe lights all the way on with the 3 switch points. You've got similar with the landing lights, retract, off and on. Then onto the nose lights, which also double up as the taxi lights. You can see again 3 switch points, and all of those working exactly as expected. There we have the APU bleed, obviously the APU as well. We can disconnect the external power, we can turn that back on. Seatbelt signs as well, these only have 2 positions. The no smoking sign, when that is on, also arms the emergency lights automatically as well. Now you can see the unit also has the call button, which will most likely be used in the fly-by-wire aircraft rather than the Fenix aircraft. To me, one of the things that I find missing with this unit is the pack button, so I can turn on and off the packs. Obviously low-cost carriers usually can turn these off, save a little bit of money, so that is something that I'm really missing. However, it's not a big deal, because what you can actually do with Mobifly is quite easily go in and just edit what each of these buttons do. Now the Fenix aircraft in particular has opened up their access to external hardware, so I've actually configured the call button to turn on and off the packs, and that will personally work better for me. You'll probably also have just seen me playing with the anti-ice. Pushing the button on the unit turns the anti-ice on for both the wings and the engines. Well, not often you use the wing anti-ice, so you can again go into Mobifly and turn that off, just so the anti-ice button affects only the engines if you wish. Now, one of the downsides with the connector being on the back does mean that you can't have it laying face down on your desk. Obviously it doesn't work, that's where the power is. So my only slight criticism of this unit then would be if you could have had the power cable into the side for if anyone wants to use it flat on the desk. It's great that it is backlit as well. Can't see it too well in this video, but all of the white text has got a light behind it, so it works lit up really nice in a darkened room. I did also fail the APU in the Fenix aircraft just to see if the lights on this unit came on to represent that, and indeed they do. All of the fault lights have been included on the appropriate push buttons, so that's nice to see them included here. Now, as with most hardware units for flight simulators, they're not the cheapest of things. This unit itself costs about €200 at the moment, and it is currently on sale. It ships directly from the UK, and that cost price, however, does include free shipping. Depending on your country though, additional local customs or tax charges may apply. We know that there are some other units similar to this on the horizon. Mini Cockpits, for example, are planning an overhead panel to join up with their Mini FCU, but if you haven't got a Mini Cockpit FCU or plan on getting one, then this might be a good alternative. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this unit now that you've seen it live in the video. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to be using this as well for my future live stream, so we can discuss that as well in the future. Hopefully you have found this video useful, and if you have, then please don't forget to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos, and of course our live stream flights. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.